Welcome back to the Barrel Zone. Happy Friday, everyone. Had to skip yesterday. Felt pretty weak after my first vaccine. Still kind of feeling off, but we are doing this today. The NBA card is not amazing, but the MLB one is pretty great. We are going to break down all games. We'll try to keep it under 30 minutes. So we will get right into it. If you want to tell my plays, you can go to patreon.com/the barrel zone and join the Discord channel. If you have any comment or feedback, you know where to find me on Twitter at the barrel zone. So NBA, Boston at Brooklyn, our first game. 4.5 spread, Brooklyn home favorite. I think this is a really risky game to bet into. Boston is on a back-to-back with travel. They played last night. Everyone played 30 plus minutes. A couple of injuries on their side. Brown, Fournier out. Kemba likely also resting. So yeah, to me, it's just too many question marks with the Celtics team that I kind of felt they have been overperforming lately. Brown and Kemba out is big for me. And the side note that Tatum has been playing in all games in the last month, and this is a game that they are likely losing. So yeah, if he sits out, I wouldn't be surprised. On the Brooklyn end, Harden still out, no timeline for his return, and KD is questionable. Another question mark in this game is the fact that Brooklyn plays Phoenix tomorrow. And that's also an early game, so they have an early day game after this night game. I don't know if KD will play either here or there. I don't think he will play on both ends of the back-to-back, so I think it's just a really risky game. The line is kind of right, so I would put it in this 4-5 range. With the expected injuries, but I'm not going to get involved. Lean would definitely be Brooklyn. Miami at Atlanta, another game that I'm skipping. Hawks with a shitload of injuries. Young is out, Hunter is out, Reddish is out, Snell doubtful, and Gallinari plus Capella are both questionable. So basically, Collins is in and everyone else is either out or doubtful or questionable out of their good players. But I think this adjustment, so Heat being a 5-point road favorite, Hero is questionable for them also. I think it's a big adjustment. I really cannot get there. If I could get there with my numbers, I would be 100% laying the points with the Heat. But I think it has been over adjusted. Books don't really want any Miami money here. They are likely the side, and this is a game for them to win. They are just one game back from Boston, the Heat. Boston, as I said, I think they will likely lose tonight. So this is a must-get W for them, and I think the Hawks without Young, that's tough. And also, I mean, Gallinari, Capella. This is not a game you really want to get involved with. Cleveland Cavaliers at the Charlotte Hornets, 1-point spread. Cleveland is getting 1 point, and we've seen early Cleveland money even on Bet365. I agree with it. I make the Cavs a half-point favorite here. This is the third game in 4 nights for the Hornets and the back-to-back. Ball and Hayward still out. I think in their current form, it's really weird to say that, but I think these teams are kind of close. Obviously, factoring in the rest disparity as well. Ball and Hayward out is big. Cleveland finally fully healthy. They are still not good. They are still tanking. I still wouldn't trust them. But it's it's pretty sad that the Hornets are currently in this state and in that spot in the Eastern play-in hell, where most teams have serious injuries and they are mostly not very good. I would definitely lean towards Cleveland here, to be honest. I think in their current form, they are likely the more talented team. This might be be a tough thing to say, but I mean, it's a pick'em game. Washington Wizards at the OKC Thunder, 9-point spread. You don't want this either. OKC lost 12 straight games. They have a minus 15 point differential in that stretch. SGA Muscala still out. Dort questionable. I'm not expecting him to play. On the other end, the Wizards are rolling. They are going for the playoffs, but they are doing this by playing tough defense. They allowed the second least points per possession in the last 2 weeks. So they only have a plus 3.2 average point differential. The offense isn't really great. This is not a team that's going to cover 9 point spreads day in and day out. So yeah, I don't think you should get involved here. But yeah, it's Wizards or bust for me. OKC is a lost cause. LA Clippers at the Houston Rockets, 11.5 point spread. Another team that's tanking like crazy. Minus 16 point differential for Houston in the last 2 weeks. They do hold the worst record in the entire league. 15 wins, 44 losses, 2-8 in the last 10. I think this there is value in Houston here. To be honest, I make it 11.5 with Leonard in for the Clippers, and he won't be playing. So my numbers show pretty big value on the Rockets, but I'm not going to get involved. But I'm likely going to get involved with the Memphis Grizzlies. 3.5 spread against Portland. I just don't understand this number. I'll tell you the truth. I have the Memphis Grizzlies rated about a half a point better team than Portland. Portland also playing their third game in 4 nights. Collins out, Derrick Jones Jr. questionable. Memphis without Valanciunas. Obviously, he's a big injury factor that you have to downgrade the Memphis with him out. He's their best rebounder. But I mean, JJJ is back and he played pretty good and had an actual impact in his first game back, which is which is what not many players can say. Just look at AD last night; he looked absolutely terrible. But yeah, JJJ is playing decent. He's getting you rebounds. Portland isn't a good team. Memphis is a way better team, better rebounding, better turnover rate. Uh, I mean, Portland's defense is just terrible to start with, but their offense has been struggling lately. They are in the bottom half of the league in points per possession and offensive efficiency in the last 2 weeks, which is really weird for a team that always had bad defense, but at least the offense was top 5 through the season. Memphis, through the same stretch, top 5 in points per possession scored. So, yeah, I think the tides have turned a bit. If this game plays like 2 months ago, I'm telling you, I'm not sure Memphis can hang with Portland offensively. But I think they are right now the better offense, the better defense. They have better rebounding, and JJJ back is big. I like Memphis at 3.5, 3, probably even 2.5. I'm just really low on Portland, and I think the Grizzlies will get the straight up W here. Denver Nuggets at the Golden State Warriors, our final NBA game for the day. Couple of minor injuries for the Warriors besides Wiseman, but nothing major. So basically, Steph will play, and Wingman will also play. For the Nuggets, Murray and Morris are still out. Obviously, Murray will be out for a long time, likely well into next season. But Morris out is pretty bad. Campazzo isn't a starting caliber point guard, in my opinion, at this point. But, I mean, the Nuggets just don't care. They won, I think, all their games since Murray went down, 8-2 in the last 10. This is a great matchup for them. Way better rebounding. They are a top 10 3-point defense, and that's basically what you need against Golden State, nothing more. So, yeah, my line is around 3. I think this could maybe slightly move towards Golden State, as I haven't downgraded the Nuggets so far too much after losing Murray. But this isn't really a matchup where I think that will matter. This will be decided by the Denver offense in the paint being way more superior, and them being way better rebounders. Golden State, one of the worst rebounding teams in the league. So it's a huge mismatch. All right, so yeah, it's an ugly little card. But at this time in the season, we will rarely find wagers and basically games that matter. If you look at this whole slate, Boston and Brooklyn Miami, Atlanta, and Memphis, Portland. These are the games that matter. And the Atlanta game is full of injuries. The Brooklyn Boston game full of injuries and bad travel spots. And the Memphis Portland is really the only game you can really cap and try to find value. And I think going with Memphis there is the smart choice. All right. We are talking some baseball now. Amazing little Friday card. Um, you can see I start like 5 6 games. We will go through everything. I have a couple of leans. I'm also interested in the 2 games that don't have lines up yet, so we will talk about those as well. So Milwaukee at the Cubs, Brett Anderson at Kyle Hendricks. I'm expecting no line for this one. I'm expecting the Cubs to open around the minus 120 to minus 125. I think that's the realistic range. I could see them opening closer to pick 'em, and I'm likely betting the Cubs here. Uh, Milwaukee still without Yelich, and Brett Anderson is just terrible. He's coming off a good start against the Pirates, but I mean, everyone is pitching well against the Pirates. His stats are extreme. Like, if you look at it, in 17 innings, which is obviously still a small sample size, but not super small, he has a 2.6% swinging strike ratio. 2.6%. And the 93% contact rate. So basically, he is not missing any bats and anyone can hit him. Cubs aren't terrible against lefties. This is also his second start against the Cubs, and the Cubs hit him pretty hard in his first start against them. So I would definitely lean towards the Cubs here. Kyle Hendricks wasn't really good so far this year. Also pretty high contact rate, 11% walk rate. His velocity on the fastball is down, and it wasn't really good to start with. But I still would lean towards him. I'm still a bigger believer in him that even with his age and diminished stuff, he's the better pitcher. So yeah, I think if we get Cubs under like minus 120, this is a really nice look. Oakland at Baltimore, minus 133 laid by Oakland on the road. Another interesting game. Oakland is on an 11-game win streak, but if you look at basically the run differential, you don't really have to go any deeper than that. They have a -2 run differential. Their base runs differential is also negative. They are league average against right-handed pitching. Nothing special. It just it was basically cluster luck for the Athletics. I'm not high on this team, and Cole Irvin is pretty bad. 91 mile per hour fastball. That's not really going to cut it if you don't have good secondaries, and he doesn't. Just a 6% swinging strike rate, 88% contact rate. If this was anyone else besides Baltimore, I would be fading him, but it's really difficult to bag Baltimore here. Lopez, for Baltimore, he is coming off a nice start against the Rangers. He struck out 8 in just 5 innings. 94 miles per hour plus fastball, 56% ground ball rate, almost a 12% swinging strike rate, hard contact only at 30%. I think he's a better pitcher than Irvin, I tell you that. So yeah, I don't think we will find value on Baltimore. I would need higher than plus 130 to back them here, but I think Irvin is bad, and the Athletics are likely coming back to earth pretty soon. Washington Nationals at the New York Mets. DeGrom laying over 300, and he should lay over 300 here. Eric Fedde is just bad. He's coming off a start, but he had 9 strikeouts on just 10 total whiffs. That's almost impossible. So 10 whiffs, 9 strikeouts. He got super lucky so far. 11% of walk rate, 6.9% swinging strike rate, 40% plus hard hit rate, 84% contact rate. He's a bad pitcher. Mets should get the W here. Hopefully they are scoring for DeGrom. DeGrom is still the best pitcher. I don't think you can doubt that. His stats are insane. Seattle at Boston, Kikuchi at Perez. I was never really a huge fan of Perez. He's a lefty, not missing too many bats, 6.7% swinging strike rate, 84% contact rate, huge fly ball guy, 40% plus fly ball rate. The righties this year have a 370 wOBA and a 27% line drive rate against him. I would probably risk fading him with anyone else besides Seattle. Seattle is just a bad offense, and they struggle against lefties so far mightily. Obviously, small sample size, but they have been a pretty bad team against lefties for multiple years, if I can recall it correctly. I haven't really looked back and watched, but I remember them like that. 76 WRC plus against lefties, almost a 30% K rate for Seattle against left-handed pitchers. So Perez actually could maybe pitch a decent game here. Kikuchi, I like the guy, but this is a risky matchup. I'm expecting regression from Boston overall. Um, they are really playing like perfect baseball. Everything is going their way, but I think we will see regression, but likely not here. Kikuchi, so as I said, 3.9 Sierra, 11% swinging strike rate, hard contact pretty low. He has a 95 mile per hour fastball. I think he's a really decent arm, but the Red Sox are hitting lefties so far. As I said, this roster didn't really have too many guys that are consistently good against lefties. So yeah, as I said, I'm expecting some regression. It's just a risky start. Backing a bad team on the road against a team that's red hot right now, but Perez is bad. My line here is Boston minus 135, minus 131 is the line, so I'm completely fine passing here. New York Yankees at Cleveland baseball team. Not sure we are using Indians anymore. I really like the Yankees here. I know that they are not hitting well, but they will start hitting pretty soon. And Logan Allen for Cleveland is bad. Like, he is probably the worst starter on their squad. Went 5 innings twice and 2 innings once against pretty weak competition, and he has a 4.5 ERA, 4.3 Sierra, a 10% walk rate, only a 19% K rate, 7% swinging strike rate, 80% plus contact rate. Velocity. His velocity was 94 miles per hour, pretty consistent in the last 2 years. And in his last start, his average fastball velocity was 90 miles per hour. So yeah, something might be off. He was done after 2 innings. Might be some one-start thing, but I mean, you wouldn't want to risk it against the Yankees. Montgomery, on the other end, one of the top positive regression candidates, in my opinion. Underlying metrics are close to perfect. He's a super talented guy. 3.4 Sierra, 27% K rate, only a 6% walk rate. He misses tons of bats, 13% swinging strike rate, only 30% hard contact. He got extremely unlucky with the home run fly ball ratio and basically everything so far. This opened up Yankees minus 125. If I saw that, I would definitely bet the Yankees instantly. Minus 140, I think that's fair. I'm not expecting this to come down or move towards Cleveland, but if it does, I think the Yankees are a nice bet, around minus 130, 32 maybe. Definitely the side I would look at. I think if you are playing daily fantasy, Montgomery is a really, really nice start here. Casey at Detroit, Mike Minor at Casey Miza. Casey, slight road favorite, minus 113. My line here is exactly minus 113. I think there is a high range of outcomes here. Minor, this is the easiest matchup for both guys so far this season. I could see them both pitching well. I'm kind of expecting both to pitch well, to be honest, but I have some problems with both guys. So Minor was throwing super high velocity in the first, I think, 1 or 2 starts, like 93 miles per hour. His velocity was back to 90, 91 in the last start. It wasn't a too successful start either. He gave up 4 earned in 5 innings, had just 3 Ks. against Toronto. On the other end, Mize, he's amazing talent. I really like the guy, but I think he's not really MLB ready yet. He has a 95 mile per hour fastball, which misses bats, and he has like a 40% plus caught strikes plus whiffs on his fastball. But his overall swinging strike rate is still just 7.9%. So this is a guy that has an amazing fastball and is throwing heat and is missing bats with his fastball, but the overall swinging strike rate is well below average. I mean, for okay starters, I mean. So yeah, the secondary pitches are not there yet, and while I don't think this is the matchup that will hurt him, it's definitely a risky thing to start him against better teams down the line. As I said, high range of outcomes. I think neither of these guys will likely blow up big, based on just the level of the bats in this game. I think total at 9. Yeah, it's 8.5 to 8. I think that's also fair. Casey as a slight road favorite is also fair. So yeah, not really too much in this game, but this is one I'm interested to watch. If Miner finds his velocity, Mize maybe can show us some better secondary offerings to go with that amazing fastball. Toronto at Tampa Bay, Mats at Glasnow. 7 is the total here, minus 155, home favorite Tampa Bay. This is a game where I would only look at the under, but I would need a flat 7.5. I like both arms. I'm not a huge fan of either teams offensively. I have both the Jays and the Rays ranked pretty closely. I projected them super close preseason. I'm still projecting them super close. Glasnow is pitching like a top 10 arm right now. 40% K rate, 17% swinging strike rate, hard contact below 10%, 30% infield pop-up rate, extremely dominant stuff. I think he will roll, but I also expect Steven Matz to pitch an okay game. Nice ground ball rate, also 27% K rate. Hard contact, he's really managing hard contact well, just 23%. He got lucky so far, which is a thing I have to note. So that's why we are probably seeing some Tampa Bay money here. Matz has a 7% home run to fly ball ratio on a 90% left on base rate, a 190 batting average on balls in play. So overall, I think this under is a bit risky because of Matz. But I would definitely not lay minus 155 with Tampa Bay. These teams are super close, and Matz could really have a nice game here. Arizona at Atlanta, Luke Weaver, Huskar Inoa, minus 170. Yeah, we will be quick with this. Inoa looking pretty nice. 4 outings, 16 innings so far. He has a 4 ERA, but a 2.6 ERA. All the underlying metrics are nice. Missing bats, high ground ball rate, not walking anyone. Interesting arm going up against a mediocre Arizona team. I think the line is 100% warranted. Weaver, I'm not liking him one bit. 3 starts so far. He had 1 okay and 2 bad starts. 44% hard contact rate, super high fly ball rate, velocity also down on his fastball. Hard hit rate against righties, super high, and he got lucky with the left on base rate and batting average against him. So yeah, I'm not going with him against Atlanta for sure. LA Angels, Houston Astros, Heaney at Greinke. Greinke is a minus 140 home favorite. Excuse me. So yeah, this opened up minus 105, and it was all Houston money. I kind of understand it. We are going to go quick on this game, as this is the only game that looks like it's going to get postponed. So yeah, 60% plus chance of rain, 14 miles per hour wind blowing out. Andrew Heaney, yes, his velocity wasn't really amazing in his last start, but the underlying metrics are really nice. 3.5 Sierra so far, 33% K rate, 14% swinging strike rate, fly ball rate sub 30%, hard contact only 32%. He got hurt by a 51% left on base rate. Obviously, he really cannot do anything about bat sequencing like that. I'm liking him overall, and I will be backing him, but not on the road against the Astros as a lefty on the road. That's really risky. Houston with the 141 WRC plus against lefties this season, 15% K rate only. They are making contact. It's still great offense, hitting well. And I also said we have been backing the Angels yesterday. They lost. I'm kind of kicking myself for that. I said that the Angels are really playing at their ceiling right now, and I kind of think they are priced like that. So yeah, there won't be value on them. I think right now they are a worse team than what we see. In my opinion, they are kind of way better than my projections. We will see what's the truth, but I'm expecting some regression. Greinke is just great. He's not missing that many bats anymore. But I mean, his command is great. He just knows how to pitch, and he will know how to pitch. I think for a few years to come. His stuff really isn't depending on him throwing hard or anything like that. I think the line is fair. As I said, I like Heaney. I will back Heaney, but not here. Texas at the White Sox, Dunning at C's. No line for this one. I expect the White Sox to open up between minus 135 and minus 140. C is coming off a pretty nice outing against Boston. He only went 4.5 innings, but struck out 6 against the Red Sox, only gave up 2 earned runs. Command was pretty great. His underlying metrics aren't great so far this season, but I think things are looking up for him. Almost a 12% swinging strike rate. I think the talent overall is there, and this is by far his easiest matchup so far. So facing Texas at home, that's something I'm probably looking to back if they open up like around minus 130 or better than minus 130. Dunning is a guy I'm fading. He has been looking amazing so far in like 3 starts. He has a 0.6 ERA. Underlying metrics also nice, but if you look at his luck metrics, 230 batting average on balls in play, 6% home run to fly ball ratio, and he's a 40% plus fly ball guy, and 100% left on base rate in 3 starts. He's great, but he pitched against the Orioles in the last start. This will be a huge step up. I think this is really a spot to buy low on C's after not looking good so far, but showing promising signs and fading Dunning against a good team on the road. This is really a game I'm looking to bet, and it's White Sox or nothing for me. Pittsburgh at Minnesota, Brubaker at Happ. Brubaker, really interesting arm, easily the best pitcher on the Pittsburgh baseball team right now. 3.2 Sierra, 27% K rate, only a 7.6% walk rate, 55% plus ground ball rate. He is limiting hard contact really well, but he faced pretty low level overall competition. So Minnesota probably his toughest test on the road. I'm not running to the window, backing him. J.A. Happ, I couldn't find any info why, but he pitched 10 days ago. The last time, I think it could be because of the postponements and the doubleheaders the Minnesota team had to go through. But I mean, I'm not buying anything from J.A. Happ. 11% walk rate, 5.7% swinging strike rate, 88% contact rate, fastball velocity down. If your fastball velocity is down, you are almost allowing 90% contact and walking more than 10% of the bat's face. That's bad. And the Pirates are the worst team right now in the league, one of the worst teams. But I'm not risking J.A. Happ against them. So yeah, it would be Pittsburgh or nothing for me. But it's a really difficult bet to make. But I think Brubaker could be pretty legit. We will see. He's a smart guy. He's not like super overwhelming, but he really knows what his capabilities are. Cincinnati at St. Louis, Sonny Gray at Kim. Interesting game as both of these guys were making their season debut later than everyone else. They only had one start each. Both guys looked okay. I think Gray went a bit deeper, looked a bit better overall, and obviously he has a way higher floor. Kim is just an okay pitcher. I'm really liking the ceiling of Gray, and I'm kind of thinking we will see him pitch a great game here. I think this game being a pick'em. I mean, they could bait me into betting Cincinnati, but I wouldn't really mind. Overall, Gray had a 14% swinging strike rate in the first start, just 15% hard contact. Reds are just so much better than the Cardinals so far. 354 xBOBA, 333. They have a plus 11 base run differential against minus 10. This opened up as Cincinnati minus 120, and we've seen Cardinals money, but I just don't care really. Reds are on a 4-game losing streak, lost 3 straight against the D-backs, terrible team. Bullpens are very overused on both sides, and they aren't good to start with. So it's a really a risky pick if you want to go with the side here. But even the Cardinals bullpen is even worse than the Reds bullpen. They are the second worst bullpen in xFIP right now. I was looking at the over here. This was opened up as 7.5, but we are currently at 8 already. As neither of these starters will go deep in the game, and these are two bad bullpens. So a 7.5, that was, I think that was probably projected with a fully healthy and 6+ inning capable Sonny Gray, and that's not we are getting. That's not what we are getting. Still, at the pick'em, I have to go with Cincinnati. If this maybe comes back, this total, I would definitely look at the over. I think with these two bullpens and the way Cincinnati is hitting, I think this will be an over game. Philadelphia at Colorado, Wins Velasquez at Marquez. Marquez, the Colorado ace, although Gray has been pitching maybe a bit better lately so far. So Marquez, nothing special, but he's keeping the ball on the ground. 60% plus ground ball rate, only a 30% hard hit rate. That's how you have to pitch in Colorado. Vince Velasquez, I really don't like him. I was fading him for years. He had 3 bullpen outings, 7+ Sierra, 36% walk rate, 60% fly ball rate. You go into Coors Field after holding a 60% fly ball rate through the season and a 40% hard contact rate. Good luck with that. His only luck is that the Rockies are terrible. Minus 20 base run differential, 53 WRC plus, 27% K rate. I mean, it's really cannot get more embarrassing than that. This is likely maybe even a worse offense than the Pittsburgh Pirates. So that's why this game is pick'em. I mean, obviously the Rockies pitcher is way better, but Philly has the better offense and the better bullpen. They can bail wins out if things go south, and they likely will. But with Marquez keeping the ball on the ground, this will be an interesting thing to see how this plays out. I'm making this exactly a pick'em, but I really don't want to do anything with either side. Miami at San Francisco, Sandy Alcantara at Alex Wood. Alcantara is just amazing. 4 full starts so far, 24 innings. He has a 3.3 Sierra, 28% K rate, 16% swinging strike rate, 48% ground ball rate. Facing a weak San Francisco offense, Alcantara can go deep, so even like 6, even 7 innings is not out of the realm of possibility. So the weak Miami bullpen, I don't think that will be an issue here. San Francisco has an okay bullpen, and Alex Wood was great in his first start against Miami. 5 innings, 4 Ks, 34% called strikes plus whiffs. He went 61 pitches. I think we will see him go 70-75 here. I think with the increased velocity we saw from Wood, high ground ball rate. He was missing tons of bats, only a 15% swinging strike rate. These are two bad offenses and two great pitchers. Obviously, the Miami bullpen is always a question mark, but I think Alcantara can go 7 innings if needed, and we will likely see 5+ innings from Wood. And the Giants bullpen is okay. They are good enough to put the game away if needed. I think this will be a lower scoring game, to be honest. In San Francisco, I would look at the under here. Definitely not laying minus 130 with Wood, although that's exactly my number. But I'm not interested in that side. I think Alcantara is more established at this point in the season. San Diego Padres at the Dodgers. Darvish at Kershaw rematch. Same matchup was played just a few days ago. So both arms are pitching against the same opponent. As I said, that usually helps the offense a bit. Line closed LA minus 114 in that start, but they were on the road. We are seeing minus 133 at home. I think that's totally fair. Darvish is the better arm. The Padres have the better bullpen, but the Dodgers offense is just way, way, way better so far. Padres are kind of underwhelming so far offensively. If you look at all the metrics and the big picture. So I agree with the line. Basically, it's just a home field correction from what we saw before the closer. I'm not going to get involved, but I mean, Padres Dodgers series is really just must watch. This is the pinnacle of baseball, and it's April, and we are seeing really World Series level type of stuff. So yeah, tune in and watch this game if you can. So summing up my plays and looks, Cubs have this game haven't opened yet, but as I said, I expect the Cubs to open up around minus 120 to 25. If this is closer to a pick'em, I will be probably backing Kai Hendricks here. Yankees on the road, Montgomery underlying metrics really good. If this comes down a bit from minus 140, I'm interested. Even at minus 130, 32, I think Yankees are a nice play. KC at Detroit, as I said, my line is exactly where the market is right now, but this is a game to watch. I think both guys could maybe pitch a nice game here. Easy matchups for them. Tampa Bay, I'm looking at the under here. 7 is not good enough for me. 7.5 would be an under bet for sure. Maybe value on the Jays. I think these teams are pretty close, and I could see Matt's pitching a great game. He likely won't match Glasnow's success, but still. Texas at the White Sox, looking to back the White Sox here. We don't have a line yet. My line here is minus 138 with C's on the mound. I like Cincinnati at the pick'em. I think Gray has a way higher ceiling. The Reds are playing way better than the Cardinals, and these are two bad bullpens. Cincinnati's has been overworked. They are on a tough losing streak, but I think if anyone, Sonny Gray can get them out of that. Early money has been on the Cardinals. You have to know that, so I'm going against the sharp money. Miami at San Francisco. This is another game. I'm lacking Alex Wood. Added extra velocity. He's missing bats. Sandy Alcantara did look amazing in 4 starts. These are two bad offenses. Under is the only way I'm looking at. So this is it for today. Thanks for tuning in. Looking forward to the weekend, and I will be back on Monday. Good luck with your wagers. Take some time off. Enjoy the weekend. And yeah, back on Monday at the same time. I'm posting my wagers on Patreon, on Discord through the weekend. If you want to get in, you can go to patreon.com/theparallelzone. Thanks for tuning in.